Hey, everybody. So, we are winding up the org behavior term with study on creativity as one of these kind of important skills and concepts to know and understand. I wanted to give you a little example. So, creativity, in my mind, is the ability to link together seemingly unrelated, disparate bits of information, knowledge into unique solutions that have value. I think, as Sir Ken Robinson said. Something we did at school. So, my son, who I think you got introduced to with the juggling video, uh, he ended up accumulating a couple of Guinness World Records just for fun, just because that's the way he's wired. There was one day I got on the Guinness World Record website to see if his record still stood, and I ran across another record, and it had to do with sleeping bags. And it was lining up sleeping bags end to end. And the record at that time had been set back in 2016 in India. And it was a number that kind of surprised me. It was 253, which didn't seem really big. So, with that, all of a sudden things started clicking and popping. Just a wonderful example of this creativity in action. So, kind of step back. So, there's the sleeping bags. When I teach intro to business, and I've done this for a long time, I'll break students into groups and have them come up with business ideas through the first part of the semester. And then they propose those business ideas, maybe refine them, and actually do them. Then at the end of the semester, we take the profits and give it to some worthwhile organizations. Uh, it gives the students something to talk about. We give back in the process. We get to practice the skills and concepts that we study. So when that sleeping bag idea came up, things again in my head started connecting. What if we, as the intro to business class, what if we took the profits and then we ended up applying those to sleeping bags and then line up all the sleeping bags when the project's over with, give them away to charity. Now, at the beginning, the sleeping bag project was, collecting sleeping bags from people, getting them come drop them off, maybe having different groups, raise sleeping bags. But when one day all of a sudden the problem was no longer a sleeping bag problem, it was a money problem. What if we would collect the money to then go buy the sleeping bags? That's the connection to intro to business. So what we did, my first year up here in Oklahoma, the intro to business students did intro to business projects. We took those proceeds and we teamed up with others who donated and contributed, and we lined up 550 sleeping bags. Set a Guinness World Record. We had a news story, which I'll provide a link to in this announcement. And we did something really cool. The students get to talk about that with employers. They get to put Guinness World Record on their project. The university gets to kind of have that be part of their story to help make us different in the marketplace and attract students. And it helps out a lot of people in need. And it gives students a chance to practice. So that first thing was so successful. I jumped back on Guinness World Records. What else might we be able to do? We didn't want to just beat our record again. What else what we might be able to do? So I found socks, and there are a couple of records that had to do with collecting socks and laying them out, either to make a sock word or a sock sentence. And so kind of those same ideas, I discovered that World Sock Day, National Sock Day, is December 4th, which this past year was on the Sunday leading into finals week, kind of the perfect day. So the students working together, we decided to do the largest sock word. And so where the record had been, less than 1,500 socks, we were then able to use our proceeds from the next round of intro to business students to purchase over 5,000 socks. So we did all the process of submitting the request for the record. We laid them out on our gym floor. We offered extra credit. We had a lot of helpers come out, and we set another Guinness World Record. And then we were able to donate all of those socks to different groups in the Oklahoma City area to be able to hand out to people over the coming year. And because that was in the fall, the end of the fall semester, the students in the spring intro to business class, they were able to also raise money, which would go toward next year's project of the largest socks sentence. So again, just wonderful when it was so fun kind of in my head when all of a sudden all these ideas started to come together and this connects with this and this connects with this. That's that idea of cognitive ecstasy that's mentioned in one of the videos this week. But just kind of a fun, interesting idea. Like I said, I'll provide links to both of the news stories. But in my mind, that's just a wonderful example of these concepts. Seemingly unrelated ideas pulled together, all connected beautifully to come up with an idea, solution that's very unique that others probably hadn't thought about before. So that's it. It's been a good term. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.